Hello and welcome to week 7 of the Slowpoke Society League. We're just going to be going through the replays of the battles. Today I've got me, PG805, and we've got one of our coaches, Raxos, rejoining us from last week. Fortunately, just us two today. We'll see. Some people might join us, but if not, that is also okay. And yeah, we're going to hop into it. So, week 7. We had these matchups, and you can see the results already, but we're going to go through the battles as well. A lot of really good, really fun matches this week, so excited to hop in. We're just going to get right to it. Our first match of the week was Jem Yosini versus David. Jem brought Iron Bundle, Dragonite, Clefable, Rotom Fan, Absol, and Clodsire. And David brought Circuitry, Deoxys Defense, Scizor, Golurk, Ursaring, and Florges Blue. Overall, David's really been bringing a lot of interesting Pokemon. He really hasn't been like bringing Dragapult every week like I really thought he was going to. The Scissor's Mega Scizor. And Absol is Mega Absol. I don't think I said that.
I think it's the first time that he brought out Ursaring as well.
I don't remember if this is his first time, but he hasn't brought it a lot. Um, I'd have to go back and check. I don't remember off the top of my head. Actually, well, let's see. Let's see if it's in here somewhere. It might be David. Yeah, he brought it week 1. But he
Oh, he
definitely he
brought it.
doesn't bring it. He doesn't bring it often. So it's exciting to see an Ursa Ring come out to play. And then Jem brought Bundle, of course, Dragonite. Looks a little more offensive with Clefable and Clodsire, who seem to be a little more defensive. So yeah, let's see. So
Almost not fighting the allegations of football playing.
you're a little muffled. Can you say that again, Raxos?
So I said Bundle's not fighting those fraud allegations.
Yeah, no, for real. I mean, bringing Bundle every week, but still not seeing the best success with it, unfortunately. Lead matchup, Scizor into Clodsire. Both of them, I believe Scizor gets hazards, but since we are doing Nat Deck, Scizor also does get Defog. Excuse me. So this lead matchup makes a lot of sense because Clodsire starts getting up hazards. You can just defog him away with Scizor while also getting some good chip with like a knockoff or something. So overall, I think David has the slightly better lead here into Clodsire, depending on sets. Yeah, I'll
Yeah,
just let it go.
like the scissor here first turn makes stops it from clicking toxic or whatnot or anything.
Yep. That steel type. Getting that sword stance off turn 1 is big. Just because like now it's gonna hit everything like a truck, no matter what. With already technician
Yeah,
boosted bullet punch, you see Iron Bundle has some physical bulk, so it gets 2 code there pretty handedly. Um, yeah, unfortunately, this is gonna be pretty hard to stop since Clefable is weak to steel type, so uh,
he must be unless he's not running in there. The cliff label's not fighting like anytime soon.
Yep. Unfortunately, Dragonite, even with the multi-scale hit, still goes down to two bullet punches. Clodsire here looks like it is unaware, judging from the fact that it took 40. Not water absorb, which would make some sense. I don't think David has any strong water type attackers, so just starts getting some more chip against it, which is good. Starts making at least a little bit of progress against this thing that's just a monster. Um, Brings out the Ursa Ring. The Ursa Ring comes out into the air slash.
He was there. Oh, Willow was actually.
Yeah, I mean, good chance he's guts or something. So didn't want to click Will O Wisp against it, just in case he boosted him more. So the Avalanche coming out, really insane click there. I was not expecting an Avalanche to come out of an Ursa Ring, but does its job. Oko's the Rotom fan, brings out last Pokemon just for Scizor. Has the type advantage here, and is going to just clean
Yeah.
up this We see it's not Magic Guard, so it's probably unaware, but doesn't really matter. Doesn't seem like it's got enough defense to outlast the Technician boosted Bullet Punch.
No.
Switches out just to make sure he
He should have
doesn't
brought
lose.
Fable early.
You're breaking up a little bit, Raxos.
Oh, yeah, I stopped. I was gonna say, yeah, he should have brought out Fable early just to paralyze it and try to stop the sweep. That 6-0 sweep.
Yep. We see David had Heal Bell though as well, so even with the paralysis, he just gets rid of it, and then Florgus gets that
Um,
last kill. One of these days, Jim Yosini's got a great team. We need to see him pull out a win here at some point. Unfortunately, this Scizor just did very well into this team. So overall, otherwise good battle though. Wasn't much you could do off the initial Swords Dance. So next we have you versus Nomad. Let me read out the teams and you can explain why you brought what you did. Nomad has a Volcarona, Zygarden, Tapu Fini, Golden Go, Gliscor, Iron Valiant. Um, and you brought Melmetal, Mew, Silvally, don't know the type yet, Mightyena, Charizard, and Milotic. You want to explain
yep.
why you brought what you did?
So yeah, but Mariana, I noticed that he didn't have a good amount of psychic types. I knew he had a bunch of what was it like fairy weakness, so I went Terra Fairy on my Mariana to see if
Mm.
I could do some damages to it.
Yep, yep, yep.
I also did bring Poison Fang on it because I knew he had some good fairy types, like as you see, um, the Topic Queenie and the Iron Valiant.
Yep.
I brought my Lutic. Yeah, yeah. I brought Milotic to deal with more of to be my defensive, bulkier Pokemon, just to make sure I live something and whatnot.
Yeah, makes sense. I mean, just like a little bit of a defensive. Make sure you can take any hit that Nomad is gonna throw out at you. So I like it. Um,
Yeah, and the other is my hard hitters and whatnot.
let's go to the first turn. So Nomad leads Gliscor into your Mightyena. I see after Mightyena is probably going to be something pretty offensive. So you went with a pretty aggressive lead versus Gliscor as a slightly more defensive option, something that can start getting up rocks or spikes. Something can get up hazards. But I could tell you just wanted to get right into it. I don't think Mightyena gets knock. I don't
Well,
remember.
oh, it does get knocked and not
Oh,
deaths.
it does. Okay, so that's kind of bad for
So I
Gliscor.
knew
It
he was
means,
going to protect, so I did
yeah,
something else.
I mean, makes sense. And he does protect to try to get that toxic off. So you go for the howl, get that +1 boost. Love to see it. I
Yeah,
always love when we see a howl come out. It's just funny. Earthquake still does a
because it's like,
lot
oh,
though.
he's going to. Yeah,
It reads to me a little
I know
more
he's going to.
offensive, but Mightyena is still it's kind of paper thin.
Yeah.
On the protect again to get more help, you
Funny.
get another boost. You're reading these protects really well for sure, which I like to see because I mean this is what Gliscor does. It tries to heal back to full with just. Ooh, he brought Fling. I forgot about that. That's a crazy tech.
Yeah, yeah. If he didn't fling my Charizard would have gone crazy.
Oh, but you get the crit and get the defense buff from iron from Steel Wing. Uh, so you're in a good position right now. Still a little weak on the Spadef side, so comes in, but you live.
Yeah.
Probably you only have one more
A
attack left.
Moonblast.
There's a good switch on his, yeah, because you go for the Steel Wing there just to guarantee the Oko. I wonder. I don't know if a fire move would have killed Feeney there. Um, I guess he could have brought out like Zygarde or Volcarona. Might have been a slightly more mid ground play in terms of trying to hit everything that came out since you only had one attack left. It was a good switch on Golden Go from Nomad, just to eat that Steel Wing.
Yeah.
We see the taunt come out, and we see even if you oh yeah okay so the burn orb does activate, makes you very physically tanky, which is always good to see. Oh, the Nature's Badness miss is big because that is half of your tank's health that is not gone right now. So, bit unfortunate there. As you just keep clicking that alluring voice.
Yeah, I was trying to go for the kill on that thing.
He brings out the Volcarona into the water type, which is an interesting play. I know he doesn't have too many other options right now, so he's just trying to get some damage done. You go for the haze there is interesting. Um, was Scald a roll to kill? I feel like you should have just killed this thing, but I don't know. Either way, he confirms the kill on my low tick.
Yeah.
Flash cannon, and
I
we
was
finally see
expecting,
Silvally as
I was,
poison.
yeah, to fight against more, like I said, more for fairy time, fairy times.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Nope, makes sense. I see you trade a couple blows back and forth. Zygarde confirms the kill on the Silvally poison. We see the Terra Ground come out. 1,000 arrows into the Mew, but Mew tanks it. And even as it doesn't have the 4x resist anymore, that Ice Beam comes out and just OHKOs it. It's looking a
Yeah.
looking better for you
So,
right now.
so my
Unfortunately,
muse
doesn't
set was
kill.
so my muse set was flamethrower, ice beam, thunderbolt, flash cannon.
Yeah, well, it's doing a great job taking the hits and OHKOing two really big hitters. I think if you didn't live there, good chance
Yeah,
Iron Vow was just gonna win
yeah,
there. So it was big.
yeah. The crit with the special with the splash cannon was big.
Yep. Against the Valiant. I mean, Valiant is pretty special week, but still probably would have lived in a non-stab, unboosted flash cannon. So getting that crit just pushed it over
Yeah,
the edge.
yeah, along with the special attack drop for Moonblast.
Yep. Oh yes. It also helped it boost past the special attack drop. So I think if that didn't happen, that Iron Valiant was just going to clean up. So definitely mattered in terms of swinging this game your way. Overall, very exciting. It was definitely cool to see the mons you two brought, and yeah, good battle.
Mm-hmm.
Next up, we have me versus Eon. So I brought Scizor, Enamorus, Flygon, Amoonguss, Hatterene, and Greninja. While Eon brought Rillaboom, Drifblim, Zamazenta, Landorus Therian, Sableye, Mega Sableye, and Ninetales Alola. So I I drafted a rain team. Um, but around week 3 or 4, I forget when I made the changes, I decided I wanted to change out a few things. And I think that really, I wanted to show that off this week. I brought rain most of the other weeks, or all of the other weeks, and decided I needed to change it up just to not be too predictable. Um, I realized that with my Enamorus pickup, I had a Steel Fairy Dragon core just kind of in the back, so I decided to throw them on a team. Um, and then I kind of also have a Fire, Water, Grass core here as well, if I Terra my Flygon Fire type. So between that, I've got kind of both sets of cores at different times, depending on when I burn my Terra. Um, yeah, so that was kind of my thinking going into it, along with just like I figured I didn't even know if he was gonna bring Ninetales because I didn't know if he wanted to get into a weather war or anything. It turns out he did, but I just decided not to play that game. Um, Decided to go for some other strategies. So Yeah. Overall, pretty happy with how this lead went for me. I definitely am in the stronger position here, just in terms of types and the things I can do versus what Rillaboom can do. Um, Weirdly enough, I forget if the Rillaboom was choice banned, but you'll see in a second, I did have choice banned. Um, Gets knocked off immediately, but I still think that this was just two choice band guys, so I still do quite a bit of damage to that Rillaboom off the bat, even if he's going to start healing it up. I just decide not to care. Go into Yeah, I figure I can always Terrifier to eat any sort of grass move and guess the switch, go for the Dragon Dance. I did burn my Terra there. Um, I show Life Orb, and he Stone Edges me. So I'm not gonna lie, that was probably a bad turn. I knew he probably had Stone Edge, and I just decided to stay in. Probably should have switched to my Amoonguss or my Hatterene. I just really wanted to click Alluring Voice there. Don't be like me, kids. Um, I just thought it was
You were
funny.
trying to pad this. You were trying to pad those Flygon stats.
I was. I just wanted to. I wanted to see how much it was gonna do. We see the Psychic Fames comes out, which is crazy. I get the Toxic off with my Amoonguss, so just starting to put it on a timer because he's already got like the 2 times boost from the Grassy Seed. I'm actually kind of scared of that. He misses the Stone Edge, which I would have rather been hit with the Stone Edge than the Heavy Slam that does come out, because as you'll see, I have the eject button to go into Enamorous. Just because I want to start threatening this thing. I know that he's now blown his boost, and if I can get my Enamorous in, I am Scarf. I can either get the kill or just basically get a free turn. So unfortunately, letting him take the kill lets him get Veil up. I decide to ignore that and just get as much chip on the Ninetales as I can before switching out. Yep, to Scizor. The free strike comes out. I don't get frozen, which is good because now I do threaten this thing. I was actually expecting Landers to come out here, but either way, I U-turned because I expected him to bring out something else that wasn't Ninetales, just against my Scizor. So switches around a little bit more. I get a little bit of health back with the Draining Kiss. Now he's got his Ghost type in. Probably could have switched there or something instead. That might have been a good time to double. So he's not Unburdened boosted right now, and I suspect he's Unburdened because of the Rillaboom, so I just bring out the Greninja, threaten it with the speed, threaten it with the Ice Beam. Even though he Terra'd, I still think Ice Beam probably would have done a lot, or at least would have had a chance to freeze. Also, I didn't have Dark Pulse, but it does hit more things, so I went for the Ice Beam there. He gets the Nightshade off, which is
Yeah,
annoying.
again, with all his Pokemon, yeah, I think would have done a good amount of damage to him and whatnot.
Yeah, the Dark Pulse didn't seem to do very well into his team, so I opted for Ice Beam instead, since that hit a couple more of his guys. So I was not expecting the switch on Sableye there. I was expecting Sableye to confirm the kill, but I clicked Healing Wish since I figured my best chance was going to be just getting some free momentum. Like, I didn't want my Hatterene to be as much of a momentum drain as it ended up being a couple turns before, so I did slap Healing Wish on it. And it actually works out very well for me because he brings out the Ninetales Alola before my Healing Wish goes off, and Veil is almost done. So now I have the perfect opportunity to keep him from getting Veil up while also healing up my Scizor. So overall, that turn went very well for me. Quite happy with what I did. This time he does bring out the Landorus. And yeah, I just want to try to threaten it. So you turn out. I show the U-turn again, just trying to really keep up my positioning. Making sure he can't get any momentum while also getting some chip off. I mean, that Rillaboom died to 2 U-turns at this point. So I'm just happy I'm getting the momentum going. But he does get up the
Yeah, I know.
Terrain and the Unburden. So that's actually kind of big because I don't have a great answer to something that's faster than me right now. Like I only have Scarf, and now he's 2 times faster. So my only
Yeah,
out here, I have one option for an out, and I'll let you guess what it is with the Amoongus. It is the sleep. So
yeah. Seeing how tanky Amoonguss is, again, actually watching it live one and then getting the sleep off was wild.
yep. I was talking with Eon after the game. Apparently, he did have stored power, and he says he should have clicked that. I get it because it's kind of a mid ground in case I bring out something else. Like he doesn't want to store power into my Greninja. Um, Unfortunately, I was Spadef Amoongus, so it actually just kind of works out for me, and I get the sleep off. I knew Amoongus was kind of going to be my only answer at that point, being my Spadef tank on this team. So I bring out Scizor to just try to start chipping it down. I get the first sleep. I knock
First sleep is
off.
always guaranteed.
Yep. First sleep is always guaranteed. But I get the second sleep, which is the big thing, chipping it down enough to kill it with a bullet punch now. I got all 3 sleeps, sorry. So I got the first, second, and then the third sleep. Um, the third sleep was the big one to allow me to kill it with a bullet punch. Um, he brings this out to get up Veil on I assume on my U-turn, but at that point I just cared about Chip. I didn't care about Landers or Sableye. Um, at this point, just trying to do as much Chip with this as I could. He gets the burn off. It's kind of annoying. I was actually expecting him to just attack into me a bunch and kill me with the Landers after. And I was like, okay, no, this Sableye is actually going to be annoying now. I was fully prepared to sacrifice my Scizor. But I realized I was just not going to let him. I did not want to let him do that. So I just started. Enamorous was my win con at this point. It just Moonblasts to victory. He has no choice really but to
Yep,
switch
yep,
there.
yep.
Well, I guess he did have a
Moonblast
choice.
away. Chosen.
I guess sacrificing Sableye would have been the play. That way he could have lived one and tried to kill back with my Landers. But either way, at that point, he was just trying to go for diff. Because I've just got a Lander. I've just got an Enamorous. Oh, Sableye also lived one. I was not expecting that. Either way, Enamorous
Sableye,
cleans up.
unsurprisingly, very tanky.
Yeah, I mean, I knew it was tanky, but this is an Enamorous. I mean, I guess it's Scarf, but still. Either way, really good battle. I had a lot
Yeah.
of fun with this, and I was excited to bring something that wasn't rain. And yeah, Eon did great, but I get the first win against Eon. It's fun.
Yeah, you really stop that winning streak hard.
Yeah, good game, Eon. It was fun. Next we have Pigeon versus Machete. Machete brought Garchomp, Iron Hand, Zoroark, Hirsui, Cryogonal, Espeon, Ferrothorn. Pigeon brought Jolteon, Walking Wake, Mamoswine, Torkoal, and Staraptor, and Minior. Excited to see Minior, because I like Minior.
Ah, people like to try to gas up the Pokemon, but then you just watch it crash and burn at times.
Yeah, but I like Minior. He's a little asteroid guy. He's cool. Um, So it makes a lot of sense. We see Torkoal coming out, set up Sun, get up rocks, that sort of thing, into a Garchomp, which can also get a bunch of hazards up, while also threaten a good bit of his team. Especially if like he's scarfed or something, he could really threaten like the Walking Wake and even the Jolteon, depending on set. So overall, pretty good from both players. We see we see the Will-O-Wisp miss, but rocks do go up, so Anthony or Machete gets the better turn there. Um, we see no magic bounce here, which is
That would
interesting.
have been if it was Magic Max and Espeon, he could have not set up hazards at all against him.
Well, we'll see why this wasn't magic bounce in a second, because I believe he switches out very fast or he gets hit. Spoilers: this is Zoroark Hisui. So he brings out Zoroark Hisui into the Torkoal, assuming just to get some like a good special attacker in to threaten it better. So I was also very surprised. I was like, wait, is this synchronized? We see the nasty plot come out. I don't think Espeon gets nasty plot, so I guess that would have given it away too.
No,
And we see that this is
no, it
actually
gets
Zoroark
Calm
Kazooie.
Mind.
Yeah, just Calm Mind.
Yeah.
Fortunately, does not confirm the kill against the Torkoal, which does confirm the kill against the Zoroark. Even at +2, Torkoal is just tanky. It annoyed me when I was playing against him, and it's... I hate playing against Torkoal. It's one of the best weather setters other than the... yeah, see, it even tanks the rapid spin there at 7. So Sun now down for the entire game. We see Jolteon come out to threaten the now Terra Water Cryogonal. We see Terra Blast come out, pretty much revealing what this Jolteon should be doing, but wants to keep its electric type for the moment. Makes sense. Don't want to blow your Terra before you have to. See the Focus Sash gets knocked off. That's interesting. Just basically make sure the Mamoswine can confirm a kill there, but or can confirm in action and attack.
I've seen some people do that, and they always click Trailblazer to get their Mammoth Wise and
Yep,
always out.
yep. Just to get faster.
And I'm like, that's some wild ass tech right there.
Starts getting a lot of chip, but this Brave Bird still doing a lot of damage to everybody here.
It's a star out there, and it probably was reckless too.
Yep. I mean, just doing a lot of damage. And we see the real Espeon come out this time. We see Scarf Draco Meteor come out, gets the crit against Espeon, does kill, which is crazy to me, because I thought Espeon had some special bulk, so was not expecting that to kill even with a crit. But it does.
Swords Dance over Belly Drum. That is an interesting choice.
I mean, it makes sense. You don't want to kill your attack too much. You know what I mean? Or I mean, kill your health too much. Like, I know you have a lot of health, but like, you're still a fighting and electric type, which aren't are decent defensive, but you're still slow. You're always gonna take a hit.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I was just not expecting you to do that.
Machete was saying he didn't like the whirlwind there, but I actually didn't hate it. I think it makes a lot of sense looking back at it, because what if Minior had clicked Shell Smash there? All of a sudden you've wasted the herb, and he switched out. So I actually like that play.
Yeah.
We just see the Draco come out though, and Scarf Walking Wake, just a strong special attacker. Switches out to get rid of the debuff. Toxic is prevented by the shields down. I think Machete was thinking he was dead at that point, but even still, even if you think you're dead, you can always count on the opponent losing, so maybe Toxic wasn't the click there. Probably something like Dragon Tail was, to be honest.
Also, I did not realize protected him from Toxic.
Sorry, what'd you say? You broke up a little.
I said I didn't realize skills up protected him from Toxic.
Yeah, it's all status conditions. Or at least all status conditioning moves, I believe, until he's at half health or something. So.
That makes more sense. Huh, I did not know that information.
Overall, Scarf Walking Wake was the MVP of this battle, but it was fun to see. A lot of good mons picked and brought. Good moves.
Also, yes, goes to show you that Scarf Paradox Mon can put in work.
It's true. I know, like, you don't really want to bring it, but you can, like, especially for the first term, you can bluff, like, specs and things, so Scarf has some potential, but it's a little bit of the surprise potential, so don't know that I would bring it on ladder, but I do like it in draft as, like, a sort of surprise factor. Sorry?
I said no, it's very good in draft because some people will not expect you to Scarf.
They just won't expect it. Only downside is the they will have some idea of your speed tier if you're something that commonly runs like booster speed. So as soon as you show Scarf, it's not like, oh no, this thing is faster. Like there's a good chance they've prepared for something that's that speed already anyway. So yeah. Overall, next battle. Grovile brought Cinderace, Sandy Shocks, Sliggoo Hisui, Glamora, Articuno Galar, Tapu Lele versus Papcoon, bringing Iron Jugulus, Pecharunt, Tapu Koko, Porygon 2, Lopunny, and Latios. So we see this familiar Volt turn, just classic Papcoon bringing momentum versus interesting that he brings like Psychic Terrain here. So yeah, pretty decently standard from both teams. Classic Glomora League versus Latios. I mean, it makes sense that Papcoon can kind of lead with whatever he wants to, since anything he can always pivot out to what he needs to. I think that's what I like most about his team, is that he chose stuff that is like he never feels like he's stuck in whatever Mon is in. So overall, I gotta say though, flip turn into this, you are getting Toxic Spikes up. But he did bring Pecharunt, so can you immediately get rid of him? We see the immediate switch on the Luster Purge instead of the flip turn. Excited to see Luster Purge. Does get the spit now that it's newly boosted, and does get the Spidef drop. Porygon 2 comes out just to tank this Boon Blast. The Toxic misses is pretty important there, I would say. Now Psychic Terrain is down since Tapu Koko, so we finally get some. We've seen a lot of Weather Wars. We haven't seen a whole lot of Terrain Wars. Weirdly, Latios is his special tank, which is really fun to see. We see another Luster Purge come out. He loves clicking this Luster Purge. I love seeing it too.
And ever since it got buffed up, it's been much more reliable.
I don't think it gets buffed. I forget which way the terrain works. If it
no, I'm talking about it got buffed this gen.
Yes, yeah. It got buffed this gen, but like Psychic Terrain is up, so Luster Purge should be doing. I think it does more if the target is grounded. I don't remember.
I wouldn't know either.
It's weird because like Electric Terrain and Psychic Terrain are, I don't want to say inverses, but they're like one of them affects if the target is grounded and the other one affects if the target is not grounded. I forget which. And we see the close combat kill here, which is kind of crazy. I mean, I know it's a steel type, but this thing should be Eviolite, right? So I was not expecting it to to kill there. And we see Pecharunt come out and do Pecharunt things, getting the Toxic and the Confuse, while also tanking all the physical hits into the parting shot. It's a Pecharunt. It does one thing.
I really don't know what that Pokemon does, because I rarely have seen it actually inside of battles in Draft League wise, because since it's still new and everything.
Fair enough. I mean, it Toxics, and if you get the Toxic, you get the Confuse. So that's what Malignant Chain does. So, and then it's kind of also functions as like a bulky physical pivot. So it's pretty cool. It just it literally only does that. It does not have a very deep move pool.
Okay, because I knew about its ability when it was just that I really didn't understand. It wasn't like a support Pokemon or something like that.
We see the Expanding Force do 24, so I think it must be if the user is grounded, which is why Grovile clicks the Terra Fairy there to make sure that it gets grounded and can can actually use its move. Use Expanding Force there. Finally, the Latios goes down. Seems like it's been just causing problems for Grovile for the whole time. He switches out there. I don't think it's going to matter, just considering how low the health is on both of Grovile's Mons. Just an attempt to get up a Toxic Spike, but at this point, Papcoon isn't switching, so yeah, just comes out, gets the triple axle as long as he lands all three, and he does, and that is the game. Yeah, good battle. Excited to see something like Pecharunt come out, and I mean Porygon 2 and Latios doing the bulk of the work there, along with Train wars were also fun to watch. So good battle. All right, and last battle, Yossi versus Mars. So Yossi brought her Sun team: Ninetales, Roaring Moon, Mimikyu, Cresselia, Mantine, and Armarouge. Well, I guess I should say slightly different. Different than the Sun team she has brought, but brought a Sun team, I should say. Mars brought Dragalge, Crobat, Cofagrigus, Celesteela, Landorus, and Urshifu. Um, just pretty standard balance, but a lot of really fun mods. I've been excited to see Crobat come out in draft, and I haven't gotten to see that yet, so I was excited to see that. So we see the sun gets set up immediately versus just Urshifu just threatening. I mean, it's an Urshifu. It threatens. Um, the water absorb here means it doesn't really want to click, especially if it's like banded or something. It does not want to click surging strikes and just heal up the Mantine. So
Yeah, no, and I think she knew that as well, so she was like, "I'm just gonna switch
yep.
out."
And the U-turn there makes sense. Just starts getting some momentum, goes into something else to just threaten this Mantine better. Yossi has all the answers here, though, in terms of Dragalge comes out, can just immediately go into Cresselia. Brings out a Lunar Blessing. I always forget because there's Lunar Dance that I think is the like healing wish move that you die from. Lunar Blessing is the
Yeah,
one that heals you.
yeah. I always get the two mixed up as well. And seeing Armarouge getting poisoned like that hurts me greatly because it's like a lot of things.
Yeah, I mean, Armor Rouge wants to get hit, and it wants to get like one shot too, so that it can get its focus sash activated and stuff. So the Terra Dark there popped at a good time, so that it can get the Terra Blast Dark off. It's a good time because
Yeah,
that psychic came out and really threatened it.
yeah, I know. I always go for my Armarouge that I normally like to see focus slash weakness policy. No, it's endure weakness policy
Mm-hmm.
uh with weak armor, so I can outspeed everything and hit everything like I start with skull power.
Yep. We see Mimikyu come out and do what Mimikyu does. Really saves Yossi from a Dragalge related demise.
I'm gonna say that she really needs to not run Life Orb on her Mimikyu because it just feels like a double edged sword when she does it.
I get it. I don't mind the life orb though, just because like Mimikyu doesn't hit that hard. It's pretty physically weak. I don't remember how strong it is off the top of my head, but like it needs the sword stance, and then even after the sword stance, it's not hitting that hard. So um, I definitely don't hate the life orb bring, but yeah, it definitely makes it not last as long. Ooh, the critical hit there, pretty big. Because otherwise, it was definitely going to live that second attack and do something, even if it got like a toxic off. It could just put the Ninetales on a timer, really help out with that.
Yeah, like what happened with Rouge.
I guess one other thing we didn't mention is that the ghost type on Mimikyu um, makes it so that poison type is only neutral as opposed to super effective. So that's how it was able to tank like the Crobat and I think the Sludge Bomb as well.
Yeah, no.
We see it live with like one health. It's crazy. Celesteela living that is crazy. I was not expecting it to live the weather ball in the sun.
I always think Celestial's special defense, always, and just eat heads and just dish things back out to it.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I think it's more physically defensive, isn't it? I don't remember.
It depends on your build, on who you're facing at times.
Yeah, it's
Because
versatile.
I think
It's Kumon.
yeah, I think like last week we saw it go defensive against a high physical
Yep,
attacking team.
yep. So it's more Spadeffi here, which makes sense because other than like Roaring Moon, I mean, this entire and I guess Mimikyu, a lot of special defense here, so or special attacks. We see the Cresselia pull out the Ice Beam there. I don't know that I would have clicked Ice Beam there, but it ends up working out on the switch to Landorus. I mean, I guess it's
Well,
pretty standard switch, but I still think a Psychic into an Ice Beam brings about the same result. But I don't know. Good overall, doesn't seem to matter much because this Urshifu is not going to be able to break through this Cresselia as it's already critting, so it can't get any more damage boost, and then just takes a
yeah,
ton
and
of
it's
chip
also
itself.
killing itself. It's killing
Yep.
itself with Rocky Helmet.
Rocky Helmet was big. Like that was this Cresselia is a really big Urshifu counter. So yeah, overall, really good battle. I think that crit on the Kafka Grigus was pretty big. Um, Otherwise, the diff would have been different if that crit didn't happen at the very least. So yeah, good battle though. I mean, Yossi played well, so it's good. And so yeah,
Yeah.
that's week 6, everybody. Let's check the standings. So you can see a couple people moving up. Oh, it looks like Machete went through and did end up changing this to just having the 12 of us, so it doesn't look so strange. But you can see we've still got 8 people here at the top. Yeah, a couple people making a comeback. I mean, Nomad fighting for contention with Machete. And yeah, other than that, just trying to fight for the top spots as well because we're seeing. So I believe how we're doing this is the people in first and second get to choose who they fight, and then other than that, it's going to be like match. So like then 3 would go with 8, 4 would go with 7, and 5 with 6. So I mean, getting your first and second pick, or whatever makes sense once first and second get their pick. Um, I mean, that's big because like first place obviously probably wants to choose eighth place, but maybe not depending on team composition. So I mean, getting to choose who you face, really strong advantage. So excited to see if the top 3 vying and even can Pigeon get it, depending on what the diffs end up being. I think these 4 have the possibility of getting in the top 2. And then yeah, so I believe there's still a chance for couple of these ninth and 10th place players to get in versus like depending on if Nomad or I do badly. So week 8
Also
matters.
depends on
Very exciting. Excited to see what's gonna come out, and we'll look at the schedule to see who's fighting who. A lot of exciting battles this week. Anything else to say, Raxos? Are you gonna win?
Oh no, I think we win here. Anything can happen in the final week. Really, it's playoff season, but you don't know who can make it to the big dance. Hell, sometimes even the top 3 can drop down to the bottom 3 at times.
I don't think we're quite at that level of diff. But yeah, no, I agree. I mean, anything could happen. So excited to see what comes out this week. Yeah. Thanks everyone for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, do all that stuff, please. Thank you. You're the best. We love you. And that's it.